I'm just Sir. Welcome to the Arsenal fan experience. Today I'll be going in depth into the Arsenal Manchester United game. And as we get into today, I have to admit I'm typically not prepared for games that happen midweek due to school and other such things. But as Arsenal went down to Manchester and at Old Trafford to take on Manchester United today, they definitely had a sense of swagger from the victory against Newcastle last weekend, and they're um, hoping to take advantage of that. As we look at the starting 11 for the game today, a very different lineup than from previous games. As Mohamed Al-Neni came in the starting lineup, and he was most famous for playing at Manchester United last season. And the hero from last game, Gabriel Martinelli, as well, got in the starting lineup. So it was interesting to see what he would do with that increased play time. And early on, it looked like it was Arsenal's game to lose, as Emile Smith, as through a strange series of events, off of a corner kick, somehow David De Gea got tangled up with one of his own defenders, and he ended up on the ground and looked like serious injury, and he was unable to get up. But yet the play still kept going, and ball came to the Emile Smith Rowe's feet, and he's shown in the past 2 games he's very good at putting it, slotting it home, and he did exactly that to give Arsenal a 1-0 lead. And while it may have been controversial of how play wasn't stopped, the De Gea injury did not affect the ability for Arsenal to score, so therefore I understand the call there. Succeeding the opening goal, it would be a very eventful first half, as both teams went back and forth and both had a couple of very good chances, such as the aforementioned Gabriel Martinelli. Through a excellent series of passing by Manchester United, and it would end up at the unlikeliest of players in Fred, who delivered a great pass to Bruno Fernandes, and Bruno put it in past Aaron Ramsdale, who did get a fingertip on it, but it wasn't enough as Manchester United equalized. And Manchester United looked very solid in this first half, as Michael Carrick, obviously he won't be getting the job, as it's been confirmed Ralph Rangnick is going to be taking over for the season, but he's done a good job in bringing the team back to life after it looked all for naught after Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was at the helm. And in the second half, the back and forth action would continue, with Martin Odegaard putting in a great pass that accidentally hit Gabriel, but David De Gea was able to save it, as he did eventually come back from his little injury scare. Meanwhile, on the other end of the field, Bruno Fernandes would then make a great run in to find Cristiano Ronaldo, and I feel like Thomas Partey could have done a better job in covering Ronaldo. It is hard to cover him, but he's still he made a great shot in, but fortunately Ramsdale was there to save it. But with United's pressuring, they inevitably did get another goal, as through a passing play between Diego Dalot and Marcus Rashford put into the box for Cristiano Ronaldo. For who else than Cristiano Ronaldo, and he scored to make it 2-1 for Manchester United. And he's been long since he played against Arsenal, going back to when he was first there. And to think that Arsenal could have had him allegedly, but he wouldn't be here. He wouldn't still be here today. So, I mean, 2-1 But only 2 minutes later would Arsenal get back on the board. Like I said, this is a very eventful game as Gabriel Martinelli put in a great pass off the right hand side to Martin Odegaard. And Odegaard didn't have the most threatening of shots, but it was just able to get past the bottom left corner and past David De Gea and make it 2-2. And De Gea would probably be my man of the match. It's easy to put the goalkeeper in such a high pedestal, but he was uh, forced to be reckoned with for United, and if not for his the fact that he got tangled up with his own defender, they could have easily won this game. But as we get into the about the 68th minute, there was a shout for a penalty by United. That was ended up being looked at by VAR, and it was rewarded to Manchester United. And who else again to take it but Cristiano Ronaldo, and Ronaldo scored his second of the game. Overall, that was all she wrote, and Manchester United would end up defeating Arsenal 3-2. And it's a bittersweet loss for Arsenal. They put in so much into this game, and it's unfortunate they were not able to reap all their hard work in this game. But as far as after only having like a five-day turnaround, I think that they did relatively well for what was given. And considering this, they didn't have a lot of starters in there, such as Alexander Lacazette and Bukayo Saka. Saka would end up getting subbed on for Smith Rowe, and as well Eddie Nketiah, who's been rumored to be on his way out, would end up going on for Odegaard as well. So he didn't do much this time on the field, but still giving him much deserved playtime to maybe change his mind. But I think he's pretty much said his amount of what he wants to do in the future. But as Arsenal looks towards another game in only 4 days now against Everton. I mean, the whole month of December is just busy. They're just busy as bees. Like they play like about 6 games in the next 3 weeks, or maybe even more. Like it's insane. But they gotta. This is where their depth comes in handy, and I think that they'll definitely prove that in the next 2 games, and that this game was just a blip on their track to potentially finish in top 4. So anyway, leave a like, subscribe. I'd like to see more of my reactions, and don't forget to check out my advent calendar in the I button or above me, and join me next time as Arsenal takes on Everton. Arrivederci.